Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and very good morning to our beloved lecturer, also acting as a panel jury for today's presentation. My name is Mohd Fakhrul Hilmi bin Hamiji, and currently I'm taking the subject PSM 2 for this semester. Okay, as for today's presentation, I would like to present a research project with a topic as mentioned on the slide. Potential of building information modeling implementation for property management in Malaysia. For the content, the first one is research background, problem statement, research objective and question, literature review, research methodology, data analysis and outcomes, conclusion, contribution of study, limitation, conclusion and reflection, or limitation, recommendation and reflection, references. For the research background, BIM is an important domain knowledge in AEC industry as stated by Suka 2008. The BIM models are equipped with all the data associated with a building, including physical and functional features and project lifecycle information, which is called smart objects. BIM is practically developed to integrate all the information at each phase into a single repository where it can be easily stored, obtained, edited and shared. BIM can coordinate and update the handling information during the building lifecycle and thus improve the quality of development information in the property management phase. For the problem statement, the frequency of unstructured information handling during the submission process usually persists in the property management phase, which result in difficult and unorganized information processing and thus impedes daily operation. A building is an asset while its value will change accordingly to the quality of maintenance invested in it. The need for maintenance work is expected to increase from time to time. Delivery of project information on what information needs to be communicated, who is delivering the information, when the information will be submitted, and how the information will be transmitted are aspects that need to be in this phase and should be transmitted to property management. Research question and research objective. For the first research question, what is the importance of implementing BIM in property management practice? So it connects to the research objective, which is the first objective, to identify the importance of implementing building information modeling in property management practice. The second question is, the property manager ready to apply BIM in property management practice? For the second objective, to study the level of readiness of property managers in applying BIM in property management practice. We go to the literature review. For the concept, I will focus on two main things, which is BIM and property management. For BIM, the first one is definition of BIM, followed by characteristic of BIM, and then BIM software and tools and benefit of BIM. For property management, the first one is the definition of property management, second one is the definition of property manager, and the last one is property management core business. And next, the importance of BIM implementation in property management practice. I will focus on the 5 main management or core business in property management. The first one is building data management, cost and budget management. Third one is operation and maintenance management. The fourth one is space and tenancy management. The fifth one is planning management. And then for the level of readiness by property manager to apply BIM in property management practice, the first one I will focus on individual. The third one focus on property management firm. The third one focus on the client, which is the property or building owner. For the research methodology, the first objective to identify the importance of implementing BIM in property management practice. For the data collection, I will distribute questionnaire to respondents involved directly or indirectly in property management industry. For the data analysis, I am using the descriptive analysis. For the expected outcome, the main management factor that contribute and influence the importance to implement BIM in property management industry. For the second objective, to study the level of readiness of property managers in applying BIM in property management practice. For the data collection, I will use the same as the first objective, which is distributing questionnaire to the respondent involved directly or indirectly in property management industry. For the data analysis, I will use the same as the first objective, which is descriptive analysis. And for the expected outcome for the second objective, the main factor that influence the level of readiness of property managers in applying BIM in property management practice. For the data analysis, this section discusses the response rate of the respondents to the questionnaire distributed for the purpose of this study. Response were obtained by submitting the questionnaire via email and online questionnaire using Google Forms. In total, over 100 sets of questionnaires were distributed to respondents. However, only 64 questionnaires were returned and answered correctly. The number of responses meet the specification of the targeted sample size and is considered sufficient to answer this research question. For the first analysis, which I have been divided into two sections. Section A, respondent background. Section B is BIM in general. For section A, for the gender, 64% of the respondents are men, while the remaining 36% are women respondents. For the age of the respondent, the figures show that 50% of the respondents aged between 21 to 30 years, while the remaining between 31 to 60 years. For the managerial level, this research focus on the individual or parties involved directly in property management. As per result, as you can see on the slide, registered property manager are 30% from the respondents of this questionnaire. The building manager 8%, assistant building manager 12%, building exec which is 33%, while the rest or the others includes valuer, estate agent, design engineer, land development, and COB, which is 70% of the respondent. For the experience, 52% of the total respondent had work experience in property management for about 0 to 3 years, while remaining were above 3 years. For the type property managed, as you can see, 39% of the respondents currently or have previously managed residential type strata property, followed by the mixed strata property, which is residential cum commercial, and then 50% of them have previously managed all the type of property. 14% were respondents who were managing other types of real estate, such as airports, building commissioning units, and so on, while the rest are different type of property. For the section B, which is BIM in general, the first question is awareness of BIM. As you can see, 75% of the respondents have heard about this BIM but never used it before. 19% of them were the first timer who heard about this BIM, and then 6% are currently using it. For the knowledge of BIM tools and software, as the above figure, you can show that 66% are neutral or not yet about the software and tools of BIM, and then 16% were bad in knowledge about BIM tools and software, 12% very good, and then 6% are very poor or they have know nothing about this BIM. For the work experience using BIM, as you can see, 53% are neutral or not yet about the work experience using BIM. 16% were bad, 14% were good, and 17% are very poor. And then we go to the property management industry in Malaysia. Is still not quite clear on what the building information modeling is. 55% from the respondent agreed with this statement, which is they are still not quite clear on what the BIM is, and then followed by the 30% which is neutral or not yet, not sure, and then 14% strongly agree, and then 1% disagree with this statement. Okay, we go to the analysis result objective 1, which for this analysis I use the descriptive analysis. Objective 1, to identify the importance of implementing building information modeling in property management practice. There is 5 main management or core business that have been chosen to do a research and prepare a questionnaire for this research. So for building data management, most of the respondents agreed that BIM will help them in terms of building data management based on the 5 questions that have been distributed through the questionnaire. And then the second one is cost and budget management. This management with the question also have get a high score by the respondent and agreed that BIM can help in terms of cost and budget management. And then operation and maintenance management, as you can see, most of the question have been get high score, which is most of the respondents choose important and strongly important for every question. For space and tenancy management, you can see the 4 different questions, which is the first one is facilitate the process of identifying less use space, anticipate the need for space usage, facilitate analysis of space and evaluate the use of space that has been planned with actual use of space. Information on managing the space is easily accessible in the BIM model. The respondent also mostly choose the important and strongly important for this every question. The last one is planning management. As you can see, most of the respondents choose important as they are not sure whether this BIM can help them in terms of planning management. But in generally, based on the score, you can see most of them agreed that BIM is important to help them in planning management. As for the mean analysis, you can see the table for every question with the mean. For the rank, based on the importance of management factor, for the first one is building data management, followed by operation and maintenance management, and then space and tenancy management. After that, planning management, and last one is cost and budget management. These were tabulated based on the rank and score from the respondent for this questionnaire. So from this analysis, it can be concluded that the most important management factor that contribute and influence the importance of building information modeling implementation in property management practice are building data management and operation and tenant management. But as we can see, all the other management also have score high, which means the respondent agreed that BIM is important to implement in property management practice. For the analysis result, objective 2, to study the level of readiness of property managers in applying building information modeling in property management practice. For this second objective, I'm using the same analysis like the first objective, which is descriptive analysis. For the first one is individual or generally. There is 8 questions that has been distributed on the questionnaire. Most of them has gained high score by the respondent, and which is based on the question of insufficient knowledge or information are the main factor that influence the individual to implement this BIM. After that is property management firm. As you can see, the 8 question, most of the high score are for the factor that involve information and knowledge, followed by the cost factor or cost element. And after that, the client, property or building owner. This one is the main or the important factor that we need to know whether the client is ready to implement or ready to invest more to acquire BIM technologies. But based on the respondent response, it shows that most of the owner not interested to implement BIM, and owner do not want to take risk to change the existing information system because they are very comfortable with the traditional or conventional system or method, not like BIM. So for the mean analysis for this uh, level of readiness, as you can see, I have been divided into three, and then the first rank is a generally or individual, and then followed by property management firm, and then client property owner. So from this analysis, it can be concluded that all factors contribute and influence the level of readiness by property managers to apply BIM in property management practice. So all the three factors influence the property manager to implement this BIM, which the main factor or element is knowledge and information, and then cost element. For the conclusion, objective 1, the result of the analysis showed that the building data management and operation and maintenance management score high by most respondents. This indicates that most of the respondents are of the opinion that the implementation of BIM in property management will give a lot of importance to the property management industry. For the second objective, from the results of the survey form, it was found that the majority of respondents agreed that financial element and knowledge and information element are each factors are among the main factors that influence the level of readiness of property managers to apply BIM. Respondents found that the high cost of investment in acquiring software used in the building information modeling model, as well as the lack of knowledge and skills in using BIM, made the use of this BIM technology impossible. For the contribution of the study, I've separated into two main things. The first one is property management. This study assists property management industry in identifying the potential and importance of building information application, as well as helping to improve the property management through BIM application. Therefore, property management can apply the use of BIM in their day-to-day business, so that everyone is aware that property management is not an easy task, as it involves the entire operation, maintenance, and lifespan of a building. For academic purpose, students specifically in property management course can make this research as guidance or reference in increasing their knowledge and know more about the application of BIM in property management, and learn how to solve problems that occur in property management through the use of BIM. For the limitation, recommendation, and reflection, the first limitation, difficulty obtaining data from respondents. And then the second one is a short period to do a research. For the recommendation one, I want to recommend that after this, studies on the perception of the property management industry of BIM using qualitative methods. The second recommendation, studies on best practice and guidelines for implementation of BIM in the property management industry in Malaysia. Reflection, knowledge that I obtained from this research are the BIM technology can be used in property management industry and the factors that influence property managers to apply BIM in their property management practice in Malaysia. This one is the references. Okay, that's all. Thank you.